and also in my heart. Everyone, put your hands together for Spencer Meade! Hello, everyone. My name is Spencer. I'm gay, and I go by he, they, or as my Protestant mother likes to call me, he, them. That's a thinker. The non-binary thing is like a new discovery for me at 33, which is crazy because I've been using they for about 6 months, but I've been homebrewing kombucha for years. I should have known, you know, like I've been experiencing gender dysphoria since I was 8 and everyone thought I was my mom on the phone, including my dad. Just imagine picking up the phone and hearing your primary disciplinary figure saying that he wants to eat pussy tonight. And then turning to your mom and saying, hey mommy, daddy wants you to make pussy for dinner. And then they didn't look at me for a week and I had no idea why. I went no contact with my mom in November because of the he then thing. And my dad has been like so overly supportive. Like he was asking me if I was gonna watch the Super Bowl and I was like, yes dad, I still watch sports. I just watch them the way I watch Drag Race now, you know, intently while sending death threats to the players on Instagram. And so he sent me a gift that just said, yes queen! Which was a big important moment for me because it was the first time he said something that was so supportive but also felt like a slur. I'm also bipolar. See, I'm among friends. Okay, cool. I've noticed that when Kanye has a manic episode, everyone's like, oh my god, that's so sad. I wish someone would get him the help that he needs. But when I have one, I'm being an annoying faggot. Which is crazy, because the only fascist I ever supported was Ellen. I am almost exclusively attracted to men 10 and 25 years older than me. I used to think I had daddy issues. Now I think I'm just into broken men. Like the first guy I ever had like a real relationship with was in his late 40s. He had just come out a year prior, and his not quite ex-wife had once made him walk out of an original production of the Broadway show Rent because she didn't know there would be gay people in it. And somehow the most surprising thing was that in 2016 he voted for Trump. No, I've never been more ashamed of myself than the 12 times I fucked that man after finding that out. I once dated this guy in the West Village, and we were walking around back to his apartment. We were having a great second date, and he turns to the hospital down there and says, "That's where my boyfriend died of AIDS." Oh. I know! Imagine being me then! And I said, you know, not to give you notes, but like, maybe we should have this conversation at a time when your name in my phone is not Scotty Grinder number 2. I did have a successful relationship with a man 14 years older than me for 2.5 years. I learned a lot. Like, if you want to make a middle-aged gay man uncontrollably upset, just tell him you don't know who Liza Minnelli's mother is. I can't tell you the amount of arguments I ended by saying, Harvey Milk, is that like 2%? We broke up, but I still can't fall asleep without the white noise machine that's just him yelling, I did not survive the AIDS epidemic to deal with your horse shit! I don't know what I did. I just said Madonna's a little overrated. There's been a lot of Nepo baby talk recently, which is interesting to me because it's interesting that we are just, as a society, starting to reckon with how nepotistic we are because all the jobs in Hollywood are going to like celebrities and rich people's children, as if the literal job of savior wasn't given to the Son of God. Like, you know a bunch of qualified Nazarenes auditioned for that role, right? But surprise, surprise, went to the kid whose dad runs the studio. Speaking of religion, someone online recently told me in response to a video I made about being gay that I need to read the Bible. And I'm not the biggest fan of reading, but I do love a challenge, so let's fucking go, alright? Mary Magdalene. I haven't seen someone so desperate to fuck a virgin since Colton Underwood was on The Bachelor. Noah. I don't buy it. There's no way you built an entire arc and didn't hire a single lesbian. Also, how dare you bring 2 of every animal when the lions are clearly in a polycule? Yeah, that's real. God and Joseph. Let's cut this shit, okay? Like, we all know that the Immaculate Conception was you two hiring a surrogate. Now, which one of you is Neil Patrick Harris, and which one's the good actor? Also, it's so like two gay men to not get a hospital room for the mother of their child, even though they can get a chair on Fire Island 3 years in advance. All right, inside joke. We come to Jesus, right? You put the mess in Messiah. I totally believe that you and Mary Magdalene were married, by the way. If there's one thing Christian men love, it's yelling their mother's name out when they come. Oh, drink my blood, eat my body, baby. You're not a savior, you're just a first bottom who needs to be choked. And the library is closed. All right, cool. I'm gonna leave you with this one. For any cis straight people in the room, if any of your queer friends in casual conversation say the entirety of the phrase LGBTQIA+ community, they're about to physically fight you. We do not have the energy normally to say the entirety of that acronym. We will say like gay or queer or whatever we're identifying with at the moment. But if we feel threatened or mildly inconvenienced, we are like a Power Ranger calling for the Megazord. And if you hear LGBTQIA2S, you are already dead. Thank you so much, I'm Spencer Meade.